we ready?
G'day everybody, how you going? Welcome back to another episode of Staying on Point Market Watch. Got my little baby in the background. She's going to be tuning in as a cameo guest star. So today I've got a really interesting little episode here. I'm going to dive into a select few bodybuilder supplement brands. Now, we've seen them pop up here, there, and everywhere. Supplement brands, the market is saturated as it is, but ones that are specifically leveraging their credibility within the industry and obviously their social fame to bring out a range of products is what I'm specifically going to dive into today. Now, caveat, I'm not actually going to dive in to look at it from a perspective of what the products that they produce and they sell. I'm going to look into it more from the perspective of what their marketing efforts are, because ultimately we're a marketing agency. We provide marketing services. That's where my vision is at. That is what I want to deconstruct. So really I want to look at all these brands and establish, who's doing who is doing what well, and break it down for you guys. Hopefully you can learn something from it and adopt it and adapt it into your own brands, and also take away stuff that perhaps you shouldn't be doing. So let me shrink my head down to the side here and get stuff underway. So first and foremost, guys, I'm going to be looking at Jay Cutler. So obviously, Mr. Olympia. He's got his own products, his own brand out here. Granted, a lot of these guys, they're just the face of the brand. They aren't necessarily actively involved with operations, actively involved with the marketing, besides, being the front guy. So, majority of these brands are either going to be hiring third-party agencies to run their marketing for them, or they've got an in-house team. Nonetheless, I want to see what they're doing. I want to see if they're doing it well. I want to see what we can take away from it. So, first and foremost, Jay Cutler. Boom, we've been hit with their pop-up here. Put the power back into your workouts. Get your standard 10% off. Email only, no name, just for you guys to know that by putting your email address only and removing that name, you get a higher uptake rate of people giving you their details. Their 10% is the sort of standard discount that you want to get. Unlock discount now. That is pretty much the standard. So I can tell you right now, just based off the verbiage used there, I'm pretty confident that I know who has set this up, or I'm pretty confident I know whoever set this up, where they've got their training from. And I'm not going to divulge trade secrets, but you start to get an understanding of who's who in the zoo when it comes to, when it comes in the marketing game. So I'm not going to sign up, but let's cross that off. So, boom, good hero banner, save 20% off when you buy any 3 products. Shop now, strong call to action. I like it. All is all, it looks like a pretty solid site. Popular bundles up front here. Bundles is where it's at in the supplement game. Any consumable product, any product really, you want people to buy more. You'd much prefer someone spending $150 than someone spending $40 for one product. It's all about getting that average order value. You might have heard of that saying before. Those who can pay the most to acquire a customer wins. And if you can pay more to acquire a customer, it means that you typically have a higher average order value. So that's really the name of the game. So coming back in here, I like how things are set up. It's pretty standard looking. They got some apparel. That's cool. Swole Pig. But we're not here to look at the products per se. We're looking at it from a marketing perspective. So let's go to one of their stacks here. I want to go to the product page, the PDP, product display page. We'll go to this one. It's got the highest reviews. Let's have it sus. So how did I end up there? Let's go back over here. Pre-workout legendary stack. Okay, so they've got one-time purchase, subscribe and save. So they've got a subscription model there, which is good. Looks like they're using recharge. It's pretty standard. Yep. Obviously, flavor drop. Okay, for both of those products, pretty standard stuff that's set up. So the product display page is nice. Then they've come down here and they've got the very standard, but this is my go-to. This is what I preach and what I love, is that image on the right side, text on the left, image on the left side, text on the right. It just goes well with the eye on desktop, and then on mobile, it's stacked and it fits quite nice. So this is a pretty nice typical type of landing page or product display page. Cool. So let's do the next step. Let's look at what their ads are like, because traffic's going to come from somewhere. Granted, the majority of their traffic's probably going to come organically from when Jay promotes his products and promotes his brand through his platform. But you've got to have paid amplifications. You've got to be running ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, and a strong retention marketing strategy on the back end. So let's go over to his Facebook. Where's his socials? No, at the top here? No. Okay, so we're going to have to find it ourselves. Facebook ad library. Okay, what's he called? Jay Cutler. We'll go United States, ad category. Oh, let's go Jay Cutler. Where is he? So another Cutler Nutrition. Okay, there we go. Cutler Nutrition. Perfect. Here we go. And so he's got a cool little user-generated content ad, and this is what we would be doing if this was us running his ads. We would be telling Jay all day long to produce this type of stuff. Okay, don't need to listen to it, but that's cool. Stimulants and pre-workouts are overrated, blah, blah, blah. So what is he talking about? A nice non-stim pre-workout, maybe. But it's got, citrulline for 4 grams, sorry. Got your arginine. Yep. Anyway, like I said, I'm not diving into the products, looking at it from a marketing perspective. Nice, clean creatives. Doesn't look like they've got a lot of creators running. I dare say this is probably just to top up what he's already pushing from his own organic native platform. One thing I want to see if he's doing, and this would be the icing on the cake to really push his brand, is that if he's actually running ads from his own page. So if you're not familiar with that, you can actually share across pages, share across ad accounts, so that we can, or not we, but you can run ads for a brand or a product from a influencer or athlete's page. So it looks like it's being directly endorsed. Now, obviously, Jay being Jay, it's his own product. It'd make a lot of sense for him to do that. And as he's doing, you can see here, Jay Cutler Amplify 2.0, all his products. So he's running ads directly from his Facebook product page, his brand's page, and then obviously directly, and this is where it looks like the majority of money is being spent, is from his direct page. Makes absolute sense. He's probably got far more organic reach, far more followers, and it flies under the radar. It becomes more organic. It's like the people that connect with Jay love Jay, and they'll see that and they'll go, yep, damn, I'll buy it. So I think this is pretty well set out. I like this. I think he'd do well here. I want to actually see, what's it called? SimilarWeb. There we go. Let's jump over to here. What's the site? And bear with me, guys. Sorry, I know I'm jumping from screen to screen, but that's how it is. Let's have a bit of a look what he's got going on. Okay, so he's got some good stats here. Fair few visitors. Bounce rate is ridiculously low, if that is accurate. FYI, guys, a standard bounce rate for an e-commerce store could be 70, 80%. It's quite normal. Obviously you want to reduce that bounce rate. It means that more people are sticking on your store. It allows people the opportunity to, see what you're about, get indoctrinated to your brand, make a purchase, but also from a feedback loop perspective, it tells Facebook, Google, and wherever those other platforms that traffic is coming from that you're a trusted and legit site. So it rewards you in terms of CPMs and user experience and all that type of jazz. So seems to be doing annual revenue 1 to 5 million. So he's in the multiple seven figures range, which you'd imagine he would be. There you go. Listen, I think Jay's onto something. He's done well. And he's done a lot better than other guys that have attempted to start their own brands in the sup space. Use Phil Heath as an example with his gifted supplements. I think that partnership went sour, and then he took his name from the products. That's no longer around. Look at Arnie with Muscle Farm. Again, that was one of those situations where Muscle Farm tried to capitalize on the Arnie name, didn't work. Those products aren't moving forward, or that brand hasn't moved forward. Anyway, let's go. Wrap it up. That's Jay Cutler. Good brand, set up well. Guys, if this is, this brand resonates with you, there's pages that you can take out of this book to adopt into your own brand, the way that you present, the way that you utilize the marketing. But where the real magic happens is the fact that it's Jay Cutler, a former Mr. Olympia, and he has a big platform. That is the missing key, the magic bullet. Let's jump over. We've got Dorian Yates. I love Yates. He's an all-time favorite bodybuilder. And I love how he has transformed himself from a bodybuilder, that hardcore image, to someone that's, quite into spiritualism, yoga, going down to that esoteric route, meditation. I think he's transformed himself well. And that really falls into the longevity of who he is as a person and how he has really adapted post Mr. Olympia. Anyway, let's have a look at these products. And you can see just in these products here, they're very much health orientated now, moving away from a lot of that sports supplements, heavy stim pre-workouts, to stuff that's going to benefit you from a health perspective, a HIIT pack complex. Again, I don't want to digress into the products too much, but let's have a look at this from a marketing perspective. So, DY, Dorian Yates, if you're looking at this, your site's a bit basic, mate, the way that's presented here. These sort of, looks like you're changing your branding and your packaging, and things haven't caught up yet. Just as a rule of thumb, from a conversion rate optimization best practice, people need to jump onto your site. When they go there, they need to be presented with exactly what is going on. So within a split second, they know that this is the value proposition, this is the headline, and this is where I need to go to click next, or this is where I click to go to the next steps of making my purchase. None of that is here. Your health, our priority. What does that mean? There's no hook, no value proposition, nothing there. Discover our new range of essential products. That it's weak. And then where do you click? Even though this is hyperlinked, I can actually click on here like this, and it goes to a new range category. But new range, there's no banner there. There's nothing exciting. There's no action intent. And I'm progressing here. There's no call to actions to shop now or view content or view products. Sorry, it's very basic. It's like a standardized Shopify. Are they on Shopify? Standardized Shopify theme. Yep. So certainly, even just having a call to action here, shop now, or grab mine today, something like that, so people know where to click next, and then having a more of a aggressive, stronger value proposition and hook in the banner is going to make a world of difference. And I'm guessing, just looking at that, it's not going to be responsive. It's not going to be mobile optimized. Let's jump over. Okay. Well, I'm actually wrong on that one. So there we go. It looks like it's mobile optimized. They've got a separate banner, so it fits full screen. But again, no call to action. There needs to be something. People need to know where to go next. All right. So let's have a look at a product page. No ratings, no nothing. Let's have a look at this amino acid. Okay. See, this is a standard theme. No effort's been put into this at all. Dorian, mate, whoever's doing your marketing or your webmaster, get onto them. Okay, I'm sure you've done extremely well because of you and your credibility within the industry, but don't let this fall flat. No reviews, basic text, no landing page style. I'm going to jump back to Jay Cutler for a minute. Look at the product page here. Look at the effort that's gone into it. Even though this is still very basic, how much nicer does this look? How much more credibility does this have than this? Now, let me break this down even further for you guys. Here, you've got the buy with PayPal button more prominent than the add to cart button. You've got that transparent. It's got action intent there, but not until they put the cursor over that. That needs to be stand out. That people need to know exactly what to do, where to go, what to push to add that product to cart to purchase. So the first thing we'd do is make that test that different colors, green, red, black. You know, you probably find a lot of people do use this PayPal button, which is great, but you want this to be more prominent. And side note, typically we will have that call to action on the button to say add to cart if there's a lot of products on the website, because you're giving people opportunity to add that product to cart and then shop around, which in turn increases your average order value. If you want people just to take one single action, she's really going on at my daughter in the background. If you want someone to take that one single action, we'd have that as a buy now button. So they just buy now, get out the door, walk out the shop, take the product. No reviews. You know, this is really falling flat. So there's a lot of work that could be done here that could improve this site, improve its presence, improve its conversion rates, the whole lot. So let's have a look at their ads. Oh, here we go. They've got a little exit intent pop-up. Grab your 10% discount. And this is standard as well. Grab your 10%. This would be just default. First name, last name, email address. Why do you need the last name? You don't even need the last name. Get rid of that. Sometimes you don't even need the first name. Like I mentioned to you before, you just want to make it as easy as possible to get their email address. Now, let's look at their ads. So what's he called? DY Nutrition. Where's the social links? Okay, looks like he's not running any Facebook ads. Let's have a look if he's doing it directly. Dorian Yates from his... No, and it looks like he's just maybe for some training, personal training. So he's not actually running any ads at all from a Facebook perspective. Maybe doing Google ads. Let's have a look at what he's looking at in SimilarWeb, see if we can get some data on him. So his ranking is quite low. It's an extra 500,000 low. Bounce rate is quite high. You know, and that's indicative. That bounce rate is high. And look at that. The average duration compared to Jay Cutler's is low. Jay Cutler was like a minute 16, I think it was. His bounce rate was much lower. That just shows by looking at the website, the amount of information, the way that it's set out, that just not as nice. People aren't as attracted to stay on there as long, and people in their initial thoughts, you know, when they land on here, where probably they're first going to go, they don't know where to go next. So they just jump away. They just go. So this is the importance. These aspects are important, why you need to have everything optimized from your ads all the way through to the website, to the product page, to that customer journey of that checkout. You know, you might have heard me refer to this quite often, ad scent. Ad scent is basically like a scent, as if you're smelling from the moment that you see an ad. There needs to be congruency, consistency, and a flow from the ad to the page that they land on, to the next page that they go to the checkout process. There needs to be a scent and congruency, which is not really happening here. Or the ads aren't even running here. So, Dorian, my man, as much as I love you, from a marketing perspective, your site, your brand is falling flat. And though SimilarWeb says you're still pushing the 1 to 5 million level, I would put my left nut on it that we could get that up much higher by tweaking a few things and running some nice ads and really diving into the marketing. You're an awesome dude. Your accolades precede you. So, yeah, enough about that. Let's move on. Next brand that I want to look at, Next Bodybuilder, is again another Hall of Famer, classic, absolutely awesome guy, Kevin Levrone. Kevin Levrone. Got his signature series here. Now, this is quite interesting. I'm indifferent of the way that he's approached things here. He's used an e-commerce site to almost be like the central hub of information for him as a brand and his tour dates of what he's doing. Now, this is Meet the Legend Levrone tour, which is cool, obviously. It's very prominent here. He's got a lot of news, a lot of... he seems very active, still very busy in the industry, which is awesome because he's an unreal dude, unreal bodybuilder. There's that one image that he is just renowned for. Him and... forget the other bodybuilder. Anyway, so let's have a look at his product pages, if I can even find it. Where are we going? Levrone Silver line, Levrone Black line, Gold line. Okay, so he's got a lot of products. Looks pretty cool. I like this packaging. Let's see his Gold line. Ooh, slick. Very slick. All right, let's have a look at these. Let's go BCAs, 2:1:1 ratio. Okay, here the rubber hits the road. This is where people go make the decision if they're going to buy. How does this stack up? So, great looking product, great looking packaging. Here, this is pretty standard. One thing that I personally like and I think is always needed is, gold BCAs 2:1:1:375 in 375 gram. I'm a bit of a fan of putting specifically what the product is and then what the name of the product is. And I'll give you an example. We've got a client that we work with, and I don't want to mention their name, but they have a unique name for their product. Now, if we just called the title of that product what their unique name is, no one knows what the hell it's going to mean. So what we've done is we've gone, high stim pre-workout as the main title, so people know automatically, high stim pre-workout. Then the subtext is what the name of that product is. So then people go, okay, it's high stim pre-workout and it's this product. Whereas if it was just the name of their product, for the unsuspecting consumer, they might have that. They have to think more. And the saying is, confused customers aren't blind customers. We want to make it as easy as possible for them to navigate through and make their decision. So here, gold BCA 2:1:1, I think that encompasses, you can't really go wrong with that. I don't know what 73 PLN is. I wonder if I should know what that is. Anyways, the other thing as well, we've got some good rapid muscle recovery, prevent muscle damage, electrolyte balance. I'd probably put that there as dot points. And again, dot points, keep it odd numbers, 3, 5, 7. People can consume 3 a lot easier. So we present 3, generally speaking, 3 or 5. You've got your drop down here. I think this button's a bit small and make that a bit more prominent and larger. And I'm a fan of sticky cart. So if you scroll down past the button, that it appears across the bottom and sort of follows them the whole way through. So that's a reminder. It's a constant reminder. The other thing as well is sort of value propositions, things to overcome objectives, risk reversals. That's always good to put here underneath the add to cart button. So if you've got free shipping, add free shipping. If you've got 30-day returns or 365-day money-back guarantees, add that there. If you're, US made, US delivery, the whole, kit and caboodle, manufactured in the US, put it there. People want to see that. That strengthens trust and it helps people make that decision whether they want to buy or not. Now, going through here, you've got description, you've got this type of tab-based information. Again, I'm not a fan of too much information like this. There's got to be some visuals that reinforce some of the benefits, if you will, some of the ingredients. Now this looks like it's in, I don't know, what is that, like Polish or something? So that's interesting, whether if that's an error or maybe whoever has created this hasn't translated this properly. But that gives you an example of, realistically, for this stuff, I like to have images that may be small icons that represent the product so people can visualize a little bit more, and certainly have it translated into the language that your core audience is going to be reading it in. They ship worldwide. Maybe think because I'm in Australia that that's our language. And that's it. So doesn't look like a lot of effort's been put into this. Let me just have a look at one of his other products. Let's go pre-workouts in the black line. The black line. Woo! Shaboom Pump. Let's go to that. Excuse me. Again, very basic. This is probably not set up too much for e-commerce. A lot could be done here to improve upon the conversion rate of this site, I would imagine. What are they on? So, doesn't say. Inspect. Anywho, okay, let's have a look at some of their marketing. All right, so let's go over to Kevin Levrone. Okay, so I don't like that. I think it should open up another tab if you're clicking on their socials, because you want to keep your website open, because the objective is to sell products. You don't want people to forget that that's what they're there for and be distracted by other stuff. Okay, page transparency. Where are you? What the? Go to ads library. No, doesn't look like he's running any ads. Well, again, huge opportunity there. He is a prominent figure in the bodybuilding community. He's trusted. People use his product. If he would stand behind it, amplify it, run some ads, plain and simple. You know what? Again, I'm not going to dive too much into this because not really utilizing all the tools in the toolkit from a marketing perspective. So far, guys, if you're just joining in to watch this video from here, we've looked at Dorian Yates, we've looked at Jay Cutler, and by far, by a long shot, Jay Cutler's site, his marketing is polished and is a shining example of really what should be done. I just want to quickly look at Jay's for a second. Let's see what apps he's got going on here. So Smile.io, so he's got a good referral-based system there. He's using Wheelio as a pop-up, frequently bought together. He's using Recharge as a subscription. Hope he's got some sort of contact form. Klaviyo for the email marketing. Again, guys, if you're not using Klaviyo or some sort of email service provider like that for your retention marketing strategies, you're leaving it on the table, leaving money on the table. Your email marketing backend should account for at least 20% of your monthly revenue, or at least working towards that as a minimum. 20 to 40% is what we like to see. It's got affiliate leads, so for affiliate tracking, which is good, and Recharge, no fraud. Once you get big, you'll get a lot of fraud orders, so fraud detection software is important, and also got Kendo for product reviews. So it's got all the standard sort of Shopify apps that are needed, I suppose, to run a successful multi-seven-figure store. So let's go to the next brand. We're looking at Ronnie Coleman, the big king. King Ronnie. So let's have a look. So landing on his site, a lot going on here. I'm not a big fan of sliders. I'm not a big fan of sliders for this, the hero banner here. Sliders are old. They're like when we try to fit as much information above the fold as possible to really hit people, because people weren't used to scrolling down on their phones or on their mouse. So now, this banner right here, available now, new look, new flavors, try it now. That should be the hero banner. one single keyword banner, one core message, one value proposition, one call to action, where to go next. Not all of this crap. Confusing. People aren't going to sit here and watch and go, ooh, what's next? This is exciting. Anyway, let's have a look. A lot of cool products set up, standard sort of stuff, top sellers, Coleman Athletics, there's apparel range. Not going to dive too deep into that. Let's have a look at top sellers and have a look at, let's get creatine. Why not? Let's have a look at his product pages. So before we do, just want to see, so it's on Shopify, what some apps he's got. So using Luke's for his reviews, Bold subscriptions, Yotpo for reviews as well, in-cart upsells, Oxy login, InstaShow, Smart AdRoll. Have anyone used AdRoll before? It's like a third-party advertising platform. It's great. 100% over attributes. So you get excited thinking you're getting all these sales, but it's not them doing it. So it's like one of those nice to have, not necessarily need to have. Klaviyo, no fraud chargebacks. What I might do is go through and actually check out. I want to see what's next on the next pages after this for this brand. So this might look a bit busy, but this is actually set out quite nice. You've got a color contrast button, green on a white background, so you can definitely know where to click next. You've got this standard guaranteed safe checkout, which is floating all over the internet. These trust badges, even it's not even formatted right. 100% satisfaction, that small one there, PayPal, Visa. If you just write trust badge, so let's do it for shits and giggles. Let's go e-commerce trust badges. And then go image. It's pretty much the standard one that you see across the board here. Guaranteed safe checkout, or some variation of, these have been floating around the internet for a long, long time. So, what can I say? Plus, this is probably maybe part of the theme or some sort of app that they're using to plug this in. Then you've got the bundle offers here, frequently bought together. Then you got, I reckon this would be an app, to be honest. This would be like a themed app where you can switch on, switch off, toggle on, toggle off all these elements, because they just don't seem to fit. Like, this looks crap, and I'm pretty sure I know what theme this is. Sort of like one of those all-in-one themes that does everything. And you've got these sort of fake scarcity things. So I don't like those all-in-one sort of apps because they're jack of all trades, not a master of any. So, you can sort of see this here. There's just whoever's running this is just switched on crap because they think, more the merrier, but it's not. Then what's he got? Bit of information here. Descriptions. Why use creatine? It's pretty in your face for a desktop. It's probably optimized for mobile, which is good, but it looks like it's fallen flat when it comes to desktop. Let's have a look. See all that white spacing there as well? 100% unnecessary, and you'll lose customers, and it actually demotes you in Google's eyes, Facebook eyes, when their bots crawl and they see additional white space. It just doesn't show that. It puts feedback that you have a less than adequate user experience, I suppose is a good word to say. But look how far you got to scroll just to get to that buy now button. If you remove some of that white space, pushed everything up, and condensed things a little bit more, maybe formatted some of these images, you could probably get that buy now button above the scroll, which is what you want. You want people to see everything in that Johnson box, that buy box, above the scroll. And see, this here is all optimized for mobile, which is good. It's what you want. But all that white space there, it's not. So whoever's running this, guys, King Coleman, love you again. Same as DY. You need someone to look over your site, fix this up. It's just formatted shit. anyway, as I was saying, this has got a sticky cart button down the bottom, which is great. Now I'm 100% certain this is one of those sort of all-in-one themes because they've got all this sort of core conversion elements. But let's check it out. Let's add this to cart. Mini cart pops up. Very nice. Always a fan of the mini cart. Secure checkout. And then standard sort of Shopify checkout. I'm not going to go any further. I'd like to see if they've got any post-purchase upsells, but that would require me to buy, and I don't want to buy right now. So let's have a quick look at his ad creative. So socials. King Coleman, join the legacy. Okay, what's his Facebook? It's called Ronnie Coleman. Okay, let's go. Beautiful. So he's running ads, as you'd expect. Extreme energy, yeah, buddy. Standard type of ads, like this sort of 100% micronized creatine, muscle, delay, fatigue, promotes recovery. We sort of standard. This is the sort of stuff we run. It's challenging in the supplement industry because you're leveraging the benefit of the product, but creatine's creatine. So you're trying to promote the benefit of the product, but at the end of the day, it's the brand goodwill, the brand equity that will get you across the line. Why people will buy Ronnie Coleman over Jay Cutler? Because they like Ronnie Coleman, or they prefer Jay Cutler. Why people buy Nike over Under Armour? Because they like the feeling that Nike gives them. So it really starts to become the brand legacy that carries the weight opposed to the product itself and the benefits that it drives. And this is where it becomes challenging to try and promote that in the supplement space. Cool. He's got his apparel. Yeah, sweet. And, the thing is, he'll probably get a lot of organic traffic to his site and he can retarget that and it's going to be cheaper for him to convert on ads. So that's the beauty of having built yourself up as an authority and a legacy figure, a legend within the industry. I'd love to be able to dive in and see what their email backend's like, but obviously unable to do that. So what I'm going to do is just jump over to SimilarWeb and see what we can find about old Ronnie. Now, I remember seeing somewhere, I think on his Netflix movie, Netflix doco, that he was doing like 10 million annually or for this brand. So it'll be interesting to see if it reflects in the next higher bracket. Yeah, as I thought. So you can see he is doing 10 to 15 million annually here for this brand, which is considerable, a lot higher than what Jay Cutler and Dorian Yates were doing, and Laroni. Actually, we didn't even look at Laroni's. I should jump over and look at Laroni's as well. Let's look at Laroni's quickly. Before we do, bounce rate 5.55%. It's lower. Visit time minutes. So this is starting to look more like what Jay Cutler's got, but he's got a lot more revenue. So, and you can sort of see that by just looking at his site here. He's got a lot more things going on, a lot more points of revenue stream, more leverage points that him as an authority in this space and the legacy that is built up over the years that he can easily sell these types of products. But yeah, to Laroni, let's have a quick squiz here. Oops, I'm suspecting as well. Yeah, this is what I'm suspecting, that it was going to be much lower. So you can see here it's got less than $1 million revenue, 40% bounce rate, which is really good. Minute and 35. Now, I can guarantee you, I could always but all but guarantee the reason why it's got such a good bounce rate and higher duration is because people aren't going there to buy, they're going there to read. He's got a lot of stuff going on here. News, information, tour dates, all that sort of stuff. So that's probably what's keeping people on there, which is what you want. That's almost like the basis of SEO. Besides that, off-site optimization, on-site optimization is trying to keep people on there and bits and pieces. So, but yeah, in terms of revenue, less than $1 million. So it hasn't even hit 7 figures yet. Ample opportunity to really scale that, push that more. So, you can see here, headquarters Poland, which is indicative of that Polish language that we saw that hadn't been translated to English. So again, that needed to be addressed. But, by far we've seen that King Ronnie Coleman is taking the lead in terms of revenue overall. He's been at it for a while. So, and this is probably from just online. I don't know if this will reflect what their wholesale distribution would be as well. So that's a whole nother kettle of fish. Okay, let's move on. Last one, guys. This brand, I struggled actually to find another bodybuilder that had been established, like a Mr. Olympia Hall of Famer that had been established and it's got their own supplement brand. Some of them failed, some of them didn't work, but I did find this, and he's been around for a while, this brand, not him, unfortunately. But yeah, I felt this was really good to touch on because it really hit the points on marketing, and that is 5% nutrition. So, the late, great Rich Piana. I think what they've done here is really good. I've dived through their assets and they've got phenomenal stuff. And let me break it down for you because I want this to be as valuable as possible. So, again, they've got a slider here. I'm not a fan of the slider. This is new. This wasn't there when I was looking at it before. But it's presenting, their products. This is kind of cool. Turkesterone, pre-order now. That's like a fad, hot product at the moment for Test Booster. When we go to their product page, we can see that it's sort of set up pretty nice. It's got all the core elements. You'd probably add maybe a few dot points for benefit-driven icons, egg white crystals. I'd probably even give it another name. I'd probably even put a review up there from a customer or even a video if there was a video of any of the 5% crew to really talk up that product. But, this is all good here. Add to cart. Using Ronnie Coleman's site before, where we went to his product, and I told you I was a fan of all the trust badges and risk reversals and things like that. I think it's really important to have if you're a new brand and you have to build up that trust and credibility. But if you're leveraging your name and you're an existing brand, you've been around for a while, you don't have to do that as much because you already got that trust and goodwill in the marketplace. So you can move away and err on more on the side of branding and more on the side of aesthetics and having a good looking site opposed to plastering all these sort of salesy type of things all over your site. But again, here frequently brought together, I haven't seen how that works too well with a lot of the clients that we run. And even brands that I've audited, I haven't seen how that adds a considerable amount of additional revenue. I think there's other mechanisms that you can put in play to try and improve upon average order value or, cross-selling and things like that. Again, it's got this sort of information panel here, but I like because it's auto scroll. So it's not just a tab that pops up and shows other information. It shows you some nice stuff. So this is laid out quite well. So what they're doing here is, remember what I said before, people choose Nike over Under Armour, or why they might like Coleman over Cutler. Here, they're not selling the product as such. The product is the feeling that you get of being a part of the tribe within the 5% community. And so this is what they're really selling here. 5% dark, edgy, tatted up big dudes. You're the 5% population, that population that doesn't give a fuck. And it's displayed on here. You've got customer reviews, you've got 5% nation, so you've got the news feed, Instagram news feed displaying, this monstrous human. And, that's what I think a lot of the appeal of this brand is because you're part of a tribe when you use these products. So Again, this has got a little sticky card as well that pops up. It's a nice clean page. It's got good product benefits. Something I like here is that it's got 100% egg whey protein, so it shows the benefit, but it also shows the deeper benefit. Why? Add to meal or recipe for extra real food protein. Microwavable, add water and put it in the microwave. No refrigeration needed. So it's easy just to say no refrigerator needed, but then you say take to school, work, or on the go. That's the benefit, the deeper benefit. And so we always say if you can find your product, then you've got the features of those products and you've got the benefits of those features and what are the deeper benefits of those benefits. That's what you display. That's what people can resonate with. That's what they've done here. So from a copy perspective, that's great. I know from diving into this brand before, they've got a lot of other mechanisms in play within their marketing, but I'm just going to touch on their ads, their Facebook ads, very briefly. Okay, so they've got some ads, so standard sort of ads, and I think you can get away. User-generated content is hot at the moment, really getting raw, organic content that people can resonate with. And you need that with a brand when you're connecting with an audience. The caveat is that if you've already got an established authority and you've already got an established presence, you can get away with this type of, very, I'd like to say basic ads. They really are. They're basic ads, like it's Summer Shred 20% off pictures and you've got Big Rich there showing his abs. It's basic. There's no real hook. The value proposition is just the discount. Testosterone pre-order. You've got a carousel ad here that's just literally showing the product and then what flavor it is underneath. With a one-line sentence copy. All day you may is perfect for intra-workout and post-workout recovery. Excuse me. No effort's been put into as such. Well, there's effort being put into, but it doesn't need to really, you don't have to try and sell that product too hard because the brand is selling the product. People are buying the brand, they're buying into the brand, they're not necessarily buying the product. And this is where you brands really struggle because they align themselves. They might either bring someone in-house to run their marketing or bring an agency on board to run their marketing. And it's like the agency is there to amplify their branding, their marketing message to drive sales, but more importantly, drive customers. You're there to acquire customers. And so you can throw all the best ads out there in the world to market your product that probably, the very saturated marketplace has in place. Every pre-workout is very similar to a degree. So it's like when you're running these ads, it's the brand that's going to carry that through. And if the brand is weak, it's not going to work. The ads will fall flat. And so particularly in the supplement industry, again, it's almost like a game of catch up. How quickly can the brand solidify? How quickly can they build goodwill and social proof and all those key elements of build their tribe so that the ads that we're amplifying, the ads that are being pushed out there to gain reach are aligned with the branding that's occurring at that stage. So, it's a very fickle beast to manage, and it takes that time to build the brand, to run the ads, and to grow things systematically and strategically. But yeah, these ads are very basic. They look good, but again, there's not much to them. But a solid brand, and I like what they've done here. So, guys, and let's just quickly, before we wrap this up, let's have a look at 5% nutrition. Go back. I just want to have a look at them in SimilarWeb, see what type of numbers they're doing. Okay, so they've got 5 to 10 million range. So they're very much on point with Jay Cutler and Dorian Yates. Not quite where King Coleman is at, certainly more than Leroni. But again, you can see your bounce rates around 50%, session duration is around 1 minute plus. So, again, doing good numbers. Good numbers. Certainly bigger brands out there doing better numbers. But that is, a success, good brand, good business. So, guys, listen, we've covered 3 brands, Jay Cutler's range, we've covered Dorian Yates' range, we've covered Ron Coleman's range, we've covered Leroni's range, and we've covered 5% Nutrition, Rich Piana's range. And again, as I mentioned, we're looking at it from a marketing perspective. They each have their own facets that they're bringing to the table. I think the ones that are doing the best out of those 5 is certainly Jay Cutler and 5% Nutrition, Big Rich Piana. Definitely Ronnie Coleman is a far bigger, better brand doing bigger numbers, but there's so much more improvement that he could be doing there to squeeze more out of that, to optimize more. It's not always about trying to get more. It can be all about trying to get more out of what you've already got. So you can actually reduce rather than increase revenue, increase profits. You can squeeze more profits out of what you're already having by small optimizations. And typically this is what we look at when we're working with brands. If you're a brand that is, our sweet spot for brands is any brand that's doing around that 750,000 to 1.5 million to 2, 3 million and pushing things forward. We love working with startups as well, but startups take a different type of nurturing, different type of approach. And, there's 6 to 12 months that really requires that brand being developed, the effort from the internal team, i.e. the brand owner, to build the brand, to build the social, to build their tribe, organic content, to resonate with an audience, so that what we do on the front end from an amplification perspective with paid ads is being complemented, and vice versa. But yeah, there you go, guys. I hope that was valuable. I hope that gave you some insight into some brands within the industry. And if you've got any queries or questions, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or any of the Digital Sucker Punch team. You can jump over to the website www.digitalsuckerpunch.com or reach out to our socials at Digital Sucker Punch. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Bye.